So, as you can see, looking really nice. Completely finished off the lead loading. A little bit more work. We'll see more once we put some primer on it and see where we need to go back to. But where these heavy scratches are on the lead now, we'll microfill that. We have a special, very small tin of microfill, and we'll get all this cleaned up and get it painted up and see how it looks, and then we can go back over it. But we just need to cover it now so it doesn't get corroded. But looking really nice. I mean, considering when you think that they're two separate entities, this front piece here is off an old car, and then we put it into this back piece. So I think it looks pretty well. The shape is really nice. Very pleased with that. It's come out better than I thought. I thought if the worst comes to the worst and we can't make a really good joint, so you can't see it with the eye, we could always use a fiberglass top and stick it on. But it just looks like we're not going to need that. It's come out really well. So there we are. That's the first one on it. We're going to do some more tomorrow. There's a couple of tiny low spots, not many, about a mil. So what we're going to do is take it from about this to the front of here, because this is all off another car, so it shouldn't be too bad. And I think we've got it. But it's this really fine stuff. We'll buy the bigger tin. This is normally for doing pinholes. This Mk3 fine spackle, fine paste. But we'll get the bigger tin, and yeah, that's looking really good. I mean, that's a big project to fit two different parts of the roof from different cars, and to get it to that kind of condition is pretty damn good. So I think we'll get away with it. I mean, the proof of the pudding will be when after we've done this tomorrow, and then put some primer on it. That'll show us everything we need to see, and then we go from there. Then what we can do once the primer's done, we just put some guide coat, black, red, whatever colour we've got. You can put a guide coat on. We use this really big, long. So this will be run this way. I've got a kit full of these Durablocks from America. Absolutely brilliant, and the different sizes. And you can really, I mean, you can see here, if I run this up, it's a mil, it's not even a mil, half a mil in some place, but we'll do the whole lot and then we'll see how it turns out. There's some photographs here that I've downloaded from the internet of another convertible, and it's obviously an early one, and as you can see there is no studs around the bottom. That's why they've got a second interior flap where these connectors go in, and then obviously the outer flap goes over the top, which makes it look nicer, and I guess it's not going to get caught in the rain and so on and so forth. You don't see it, it just looks better. And this is the chrome strip I'm working on at the moment. Fortunately I had one. I've gone through a lot of stuff. The unfortunate thing about restorations is you tend to buy lots and lots of different pieces, and then you can't remember where you put them all. You know, it just goes with the territory, I'm afraid. But I did find it. It's 80 centimeters long. It's the right piece. And basically it's like the chrome strips here on the bonnet. You can see the chrome strip going down to the leaping cat. And the leaping cat on this it was an optional extra. You could have it just go all the way down and no leaping cat, or you could have the cat, and I think the cat looks nice on it. Anyway, so here's the strip, and basically what happens is this, when the canvas is on, when the canvas comes up over the back here, it goes, these are the two bolt holes for the webbing strap, which goes across there onto here, and keeps these taut when it's in the car. But the way it works is where the bar goes in through the bottom here, I can find it, it's here somewhere, there. There's a bar that goes through there which makes it taut, and it comes up to this piece, and you punch holes through the canvas and put this chrome strip on the outside, so the bit between here and here is brought taut, and it stays taut all the time. So when you fold it down, it doesn't crease the plastic back window, which does have a zip in it. Anyway, so the bottom line is I managed to find, and we need exactly 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have these ones from the bonnet, which these things even have the holes in them to put them through. So you can actually, well, you can see that one in there. So you can see it running up and down. The problem is, this is thicker. That's not a problem. I can make this hole slightly bigger, but there's not enough depth in them. It won't go through the thickness of this rod, even though it's flat on the inside. It won't go through. So it means obviously there's a different style for this one. Okay, so the next piece is that's in there. It's got the locks on it, as you can see there, and you can see it's just catching. If I bring it out, you can just see there's a bit of light there. It's just catching the top of the window, and as I'll open the car, and you can see how it's just catching the window there. It's lifting it up that little bit. So on the other side, all I've got to do now is file this up and clean it up, clean the wood up, and you can see on this side that it's fine. But it's good here because obviously I need that distance. Might seem quite a lot, but it's not, because you've got to remember the canvas has got to go underneath that as well. So there needs to be enough room that the canvas is not biting on it. But if you look, you can see there's a little bit of edge there. I don't know if it's showing up. I can see it, but I can't see it through the camera. Maybe you can see my finger. But there's a little edge, so what it needs to be cut back in at an angle. So what I'll do is I'll file this now and get it so it's straight all the way across. So I want that same distance here on both sides. So now it's a matter of just going away with the sanding block until I get it right. And this one here, I really need to do quite a lot of sanding. I think this edge will be fine. It just needs to be, again, cut in at this angle, flat angle for this door. So if I take that down a little bit, I'll show you what I mean. Just a slither. There we go. Okay, that might give you a better idea. You can see how the window's coming up at an angle, and this is tapered, kind of like that. It's a bit exaggeration, but it's like that. So I need to get it flat on the inside so it fits on the window perfectly, because that curve has got to be right on the spot. The door, the glass can't come up any higher than that, because if you did, you could imagine it has to have a stop on it, because you can imagine if you lifted it too high, you could whack it against there, you just break the glass. So that's the job today, is to try and get these cleaned up and try that. See how it goes. Once again, in the good old Bible, the Jaguar XK 150 Explored by Bernard Weihart. This cover's really in a mess, and it's a shame because the books cost a fortune, but the book's in good condition. Yeah, so you can see there's the Roadster, or open two-seater, and you can see that chrome piece there, which is exactly 80 centimeters across, whatever that is in inches. And that's the piece I've got, but I need these special fasteners now to do it. And again, you can see that there is no holes in here anywhere, just that little stud on the end there. So this is for an early car, and it says early. And later on, the later cars had the fasteners showing, which I think this looks much neater and kind of high end, but who knows why they changed it. Maybe they changed it because of costings, putting on the second epaulette, more difficult to do. I don't know. They must have changed it for some reason, but knowing William Lyons, or Sir William Lyons, he probably did it to save money. But I think it looks much nicer that way, with a flap over it. So we'll get on with that. So, as you can see on this door, the gap is the same all the way around. I'll take you around the other side. Whoa. Right, you can see here, it's the same. If I shut the door, you can see the gap's exactly the same. I need that bit of distance, as I say, because I've got to put the canvas underneath that, and it has to be pinned in there. In fact, there's two canvases. There's the main canvas that goes over the top,